Hey, hold up. Turn the volume up, cause Josh and G on the track. When my AB sick as hell, think she tryna double back, but I ain't touching shit. There's some lame done had. Everything that we touch turn to flames, we some gas. And now you bout to make me mad. Why the fuck you try to pass me that shit? I almost gagged, fucking up my breath. You do that shit again, I'll beat your ass. I ain't thinking about them hoes I hit, I left that in my past. Hey,
Bitch, it's Big G. Man, I'm all up in my bag, you can't see me. Finish shit, talk this beat, do you hear me? You a lame ass nigga tryna beat me. 20 deep in this camp, you wanna try me? How the fuck you living free and you smoke weed? Bitch, I ain't tripping about you, I'ma do me. You asking why my diamonds shining cause they BV. No, I am not a rapper, but I could be. I just met the bitch, she tryna tuck my wee. Paying for my food lane, call a bro and get it free. Man, I'm finna spit some shit, listen to me when I speak. No staying too close to me, I make you drown. These diamonds dancing off my neck gon' make me fucking drown. How the fuck these niggas hating and I'm making paper now? That garment fresh as hell, I might go have to spend this paper now.
man, I got a Glock, but I'd rather sock your ass. My man's a drug addict, wake up and smoke a pound of crack. Damn, a pound of gas. That shorty try to dub me, now I was getting on my sauce from dad. But now she double back, stalking all up on my IG spam. Just is tryna scrap cause all her friends is really tryna smash. But I can't be too mad cause these diamonds on my teeth got me shining like some glass. Hey,
Bitch, I'm back in. Finish shit, talk some more. Bring the track in. Me and Yash open doors, we like come in. You tryna get your rank up, be a soldier then. Man, we bringin' troops and you bringin' dope in. We the hood superheroes, we bringin' hope in. I can't fuck with no bitch without motion. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Man, we bringin' troops and you bringin' dope in. We the hood superheroes, we bringin' hope in. I can't fuck with no bitch without motion. Yeah, ayy. Yeah.
alright, Shalom. It's like, Shalom, Yahba Shemiyahu Shabrak thought to the Akim. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar Thumba Shemiyahu shot to the sisters. It's the Wednesday night law class for Northeast Ohio. Alright, I'm Officer 500, Yashba'am. Alright, and this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 under Commander Juniana, alright? Been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians their true nationality according to the Bible, alright? Not according to nothing else. Strictly the Bible, alright? That's why we are the home of the truth. All right. Everything that we do up inside this school, you can see inside of the Bible. All right. When you first come into truth, you might not understand the degree of extremities that we have gone to make sure that everything we do inside that school is coming from the Bible. But when we say that, that's not a figure of speech. That's literally what it is. All right. Everything we do, from the protocol, you understand, from the headpieces all the way down to the way we treat each other, to the blessing that we do. All right. A lot of people may not understand that what we say, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabrakatah, that is a blessing. That's you praying over your brother, praying over your sister, man. And a lot of people, when you first come to school, man, you look past those small things, like a putting a headpiece on or putting a scarf on if you a sister. A lot of people will look over that, not understanding the how serious we take the Bible. We take the Most High. You understand? Something that may be small to you is a very big thing inside of this school, man, because everything we do is according to the Bible, man. That's what keeps this school going. That's what makes sure we don't fall off and fall victim to being just like these fake Israelites, just like the Christian church. When you start following what your heart says, following what everybody else is doing, following what you think, your interpretation, there is no private interpretations, man. There is no private understanding, man. Everything that we do comes directly from the Bible, and you're going to see it in the Bible. You're going to see it say what we doing, all right? Ain't no private interpretations up in here. That there ain't no agree to disagree up in here. It's get with it or get lost, man. And the majority of the people, they're gonna get lost in the shuffle. They're gonna get lost with the Christian church. They're gonna let the Christians and the fake Israelites, they're gonna get lost right up in that bunch. You understand? While we are gonna stand strong through adversity. All right. Speaking of adversity, you want to understand how you combat the adversity on the earth. All right, you want to understand how you combat the different avenues to destruction on the earth. You go right up inside this Bible, man. All right, you follow the Bible. Little do you know is the way that you combat all these different things that's going on throughout the earth, man. We got people wandering around saying that there's more than two genders. This is an actual debate on Twitter right now. Aiden Ross and Woe Vicky just posted right behind each other saying that is more than two is not more than two genders, Salakia. And for some reason that what should be commonly known statement is causing controversy on the earth, man. All right, you want to understand how you battle these idiots, these niggas with mental illnesses out here that's running America? You want to know how you battle that you battle it with the Bible, because one thing that will stand the test of time is these records, man. Your oppressor changes like the wind, but one thing that don't change is the Bible. All right, the Bible ain't gonna never change. A few years ago, it was considered a mental illness to be a sodomite, but now, because everybody's a sodomite, everybody don't want to classify themselves as a person with a mental illness, so it changed with the times, right? That is why you cannot put your faith inside this world, man, because the people that's running this world, they run the world based off how they feel and what their flesh wants. If it was up to them, they wouldn't even deal with women. If it was up to them, they would deal straight, you know what I'm saying? Straight, not straight. You understand? That's how they would move on the earth. If it was up to them, it would be straight butt action. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. They don't want a actual woman. They wanted to get rid of the women. That's why you got niggas, big 6'5" grown niggas calling themselves a woman. You gotta be stuck on stupid, man, to do something like that. You 6'5", 270 pounds, and you steady calling yourself a woman. What is wrong with you, man? Go pick up a football or something. Go pick up something, man. Go pick up a ladder. God damn. But because you've been listening to your oppressor done implanted this idiocracy inside your mind. Now you following him. What you should be doing is following what the Bible say before it's too late, man. Because we getting close to the end, man. In a minute, it's gonna be too late. You understand? In a minute, it's gonna be far too late. So you best heed. You know what I'm saying? You best heed to what we got to say right now before it's too late. You understand? We in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 10. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord." All right. You wanna figure out how you move throughout the earth. You have to be strong, man. And it's a reason why we could tell all these truths, and yet and still our classes are not filled up to the capacity that they need to be in. You would think you got an organization that's dropping nothing but truth, and you can't counteract this. You can't argue this. This is undisputable. You would think at a certain point, anybody with common sense would say, "All right, man, these niggas ain't told a lie yet. Let me come up in this school." But no, it's not gonna be too many people to do that, man, because majority of the earth is weak. Let's just face it. Let's just face the facts here. Majority of the earth is weak. It takes a strong-minded individual, man or woman. You understand? I would argue if you a woman coming up in this school, you are upper echelon in terms of being strong-minded, because the frowns that a female gets for following God is absolutely crazy. I mean, your mama will literally sit up there and say, "You got your whole life to be a whore. What you staying with that nigga for?" Huh? Mama, what you talking about? We'll give you straight up horrible advice. You know what I'm saying? This is coming from the woman that's supposed to guide you on the earth, by the way. This is coming from the woman that's supposed to tell you what not to do, tell you all the mistakes she made and keep you from making them. Yet they're telling you, they're egging you on. They want you to end up the same way they did. Little do you know, you telling her that, and a strong-minded woman is gonna look at you and say, "Damn, that's how you ended up 50 years old with no man." That's how she's going to look at you, man. You understand? But again, this is for the strong-minded people. All right? Ain't too many of them on the earth, as you see. Majority of the earth, they're going to go up in that alternative bar. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let them dollars pop. That's the type of people that the earth is populated with, man. People that don't know how to say no, that don't know how to say, "Oh man, that ain't right, man." It's too many people pleasers on the earth. All right, let's read that again. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord." To be strong-minded, you got to be strong-minded in the Lord, man. Because what's going to happen to you? You're not strong-minded in the Lord, they just going to look at you and say, "Man, this nigga's homophobic." They just going to look at you and say that. You're not going to have no real backing. That's why we say this school is so important, man. Because how are you going to teach your son how to not be a faggot? without this school. You just saying that. You just saying, oh man, would you rather have a gay son or a prostitute daughter? In this day and age, in 2026, a person to walk up and say, what's wrong with either of them? And it would be a genuine debate. You would get jumped by some, but you understand? It's getting to that point, man. This is Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. Little do you know. Little do you know. This is Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. You can't even have that conversation no more. I remember that was a big debate about 10 years ago when I was still in school, I believe middle school, going into high school. That was a big debate back then. Would you rather have a gay son or a prostitute daughter or a thought daughter? Today, you can't even have that conversation. Today, they'll look at you and say, what's wrong with having a gay son? What's wrong with having a pro-life? They try and make all these crazy terms just to say what it is, man. She's a thought. She's a hoe, all right? You ain't got to make up these crazy terms to say what the truth is. The truth is she's a whore. You understand? That's simply put. That's just what it is. You don't got to make up all these crazy terms. These crazy terminologies. You understand? Just to make it sound better than what it is. Ain't no making that sound better, man. She's a whore. But if you're not strong in this truth, you ain't gonna have no leg to stand on. All right, somebody gonna try and have that conversation with your homeboy, and before you know it, an alternative group is gonna walk up out of nowhere, and they're gonna make you feel like you are lesser than for feeling how you feel. And the way you feel, that's the crazy part, is the way you should feel. Again, believe it or not, about 50 years ago, it was classified as a mental illness for you to be a sodomite. Do you think that changed because it just got reclassified? It's just not a mental disorder? No. It was classified as a mental disorder at one point for a reason. And the only reason it got changed is because the doctors that classified it began to be homosexuals. You think a person with the ability to approve something or disapprove something is going to approve for themselves to be classified as a person with a mental illness? That's just not going to happen. You see it right now. Trump today should be in jail, but because he's the president, he's not in jail. You understand? He's not in jail because he's the president. What does that tell you something? I mean, what does that tell you? It don't matter if something is right or wrong anymore in this day and age. In this kingdom that we in right now, it don't matter if something is right or wrong. If they're doing it, if they doing it, it don't matter at that point. It only matters when we go out and try and live like them. When we go out and do the things that they do. That's the only time it matters. That's why we lead in the incarceration rates, and that's why we lead in the STD rates. You think we just commit more crime than the oppressor? We talking about the biggest criminal on the earth. It's not possible for you to commit more crime than the oppressor. He's in his kingdom right now, and he's actively still stealing. God damn. He's still over there to this day stealing from Venezuela. All that damn oil. They still over there stealing. About to start a whole war just because they're greedy bastards. So you talking about who commits the most crime? That's not the conversation. The conversation is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians shouldn't be committing no crime. We shouldn't. You talk about who's who's more of a sodomite between us and the oppressor, that shouldn't be a conversation at all. It should be blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't do that. You understand? That's what the importance of being strong is. All right, being strong in the Lord more specifically. It's not talking about us having physical strength, because if it was talking about us having physical strength, we already have that. You understand? Look at the boxing world champs. All of them competing for any major title is black or Hispanic. You understand? Look at all the major sports, basketball, football, they're all baseball, they're all black and Hispanic. We lead in all these things. So it's clearly not talking about physical strength. All right, this is talking about mental fortitude. Being strong in the Lord, that is mental fortitude. All right, that takes a ton of mental fortitude. All right, let's keep going. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. And in the power of his might, man, we go out and we commit these crimes. We go unalive people. We go steal from our brothers because we don't have the Salakia, we don't believe in the Most High's power. That's why we go out and do these things. We go and pray. And when we don't get the thing we prayed for right away, we go steal it. We go unalive somebody and take his tools and fuse. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard of, by the way. These niggas don't rob people who actually got money. They go rob a nigga that got less money than he do, which is the most backward shit ever. If you gonna rob somebody, at least you would at least think to rob the person with the most money, so you could actually come up. These niggas that go rob the nigga, their next door neighbor, the nigga that's three, you know what I'm saying, missed payments from getting kicked out his crib. That nigga is one check away from being homeless, and you go steal from him. That is the dumbest shit ever, man. That is absolutely stupid. But that's what we do. Because we don't believe in the power. We don't believe in the power of the Most High. These niggas at camp, they be like, oh man, I would come join y'all, man, but I gotta go to work. I would come join y'all, man, but I gotta go get this money, man. You've been getting this money for 40 years now, and you still a bum. You still a bum. So at what point are you gonna say, all right, man, clearly that's not enough? When are you gonna say that? That's a head scratcher right there for me. I don't understand it. These niggas will see that their life is in disarray, and it won't click in their mind and say, maybe this is a punishment. Maybe I'm getting punished right now, because they don't believe in the power of the Most High, and that's not their fault. That is the fault of the oppressor, man. The oppressor has downplayed the power of the Most High for so long that we don't actually see how important it is to serve God, man. That's why people think they could do whatever the hell they want to do. And when they life goes to shit, they could just pray about it and things are gonna get better, man. That's not how it works. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, man, but that's just not how that works. If you want to have a good, fulfilling life, a life where you don't gotta look over your shoulder 24/7, a life where you don't have to worry about this, that, and the third, your family getting kicked out the crib, all these different things, all these different problems, maybe you should come in the truth and serve God. All right. That right there is gonna stop all that chaotic BS that's going on in your life. All right. Your life is in disarray because you refuse to serve the Most High. You continue to do everything that the Most High told you not to do. That's why your life is in disarray, brother, sister. All right. Let's keep going. It's verse 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God, the whole armor of God, not half of it." A lot of people coming to school, man, they think just wearing all black is enough. No, man, you got to cut them dreads. That's why we don't even let you get your name until you cut your dreads, man. We don't even let you, you know what I'm saying, come up in these ranks until you dedicate yourself to the Most High. What is that? Cutting your dreads. You know what I'm saying? Cutting out the shrimp, crab, and lobster. Stop smoking weed and cigarettes, things that are killing you. Man, I just don't understand how a person could sit up, say they're bored, and say, "Man, I'm bored," and then go light a fire and inhale it. I'm bored, man. Let me go inhale this fire. How does that make any type of sense? I'm bored. I'm about to go kill myself. That's basically what you're doing. It's basically what you're saying whenever you do that, man. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God." All right, you cannot pick and choose what laws that you are gonna follow and what laws, you know what I'm saying, that just don't apply to you. All right. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God." Let's keep going. "That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." The wiles of the devil. What is that talking about? The different ways that the oppressor, the different things, Slagia, that the oppressor uses to destroy you, destroy us, more specifically. You understand? And understand something. With the oppressor, Slagia, what Satan uses to destroy one man is not the same thing that he is going to use to destroy the other man. All right? He's not going to use the same tools as he uses on another brother. All right? For example, one brother may have a demon of smoking. That may be his issue. He cannot for the life of him quit smoking weed. He needs to be high 24/7. He can't even have a good functioning day without being high. All right? If he's not high, he's liable to punch somebody in the mouth. That's his demon. Whereas another brother, his demon may be, you know what I'm saying? The only thing he ate in the world was bacon. And he can't eat nothing else. He don't have an appetite for nothing else. All right. So he's not gonna use the thing that he used to destroy the first brother, that he not gonna use that same thing to destroy the second brother. All right. So to avoid that, what you have to do is you have to put on the entire armor of God. You gotta say, man, F my feelings, F my thoughts, F what I did in the world. That old man is dead. The old man that used to get high all the time, blow blunts with Peasy in them, you know what I'm saying? Get high in the bando all the time. That nigga is dead. All right? He don't exist no more. This new nigga, man, you ain't even finna see me no more. If you knew me, if you knew that old dead nigga, you don't know me, and you ain't never gonna see me unless you decide to come in the truth. That's how you gotta move, man. You gotta say F what you did in the world. Salakia. Further than that, you ain't gotta what you did in the world, you never did it. You understand? That's how you gotta move. You gotta put this whole armor of God on and say, Man, if it's not in these scriptures, if it's not in the law, statutes, and commandments, if it's not ordained in the Bible for me to do it, I'm just not gonna do it. You feel me? You understand? That's how you gotta move. A lot of people, man, they get fucked up because they let their emotions dictate what they do. F your emotions. People will say, man, I worked hard for this money, man. I ain't just about to give it to the school, man. And that right there is why you don't have no money. That right there is why you got 3 jobs and stay broke, or why you can't keep a damn job. That right there is why. You steady talking about what you can't do for the school. Listen, man, this ain't for the school. This is for you. You think Commander General Yana needs your fucking $100, man? Like, be for real. Come on now. This nigga ran the whole school since 1969. You think he needs your $100? Come on, man. You stupid if you think that. And I'm just being straight up 100 with you. If you think that Commander General Yana needs your $100, you're stupid. That's not for him, man. That's for you. So God don't you know what I'm saying, make your car go down. So God don't make it to where you get fired from your slavery. All right, if you can't take out $100 out your $1,000 check for the school, then you don't need that job no more. And when you get fired, don't act surprised, man. Don't text in the group chat like, man, I just lost my slavery, man. Was you paying tithes? Was you paying camp fees? That's probably why you lost your slavery, man. That's why you lost your slavery, man. Because when you had money, you wasn't giving it to the school. You wasn't putting the money where it needed to be. And that ties into the topic of the class, man. The reason why Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we still don't have shit in 2026 is because niggas is too selfish. All right? And you could blame all these quote unquote black leaders. It's like it. You could blame all these quote unquote black leaders for that, man. All these niggas that claim they're freedom fighters and activists. How the hell is MLK a freedom fighter when he took away our freedom? We had freedom. We had our own banks. We had our own crops. We had our own communities. We had our own civilization. Think about that. I'm getting mad just thinking about that shit, man. Like, just imagine if we had black banks today. Nigga, we would be rich if we had black banks today, man. But because MLK was a horny bastard that didn't care nothing about nobody but besides getting his nut off. Nah, we don't got nothing. Now we gotta go to the white man, beg and plead him to fuck us on interest payments. It's a lot for my language, man, but we gotta beg the white man. Essentially, what we doing now is we going up to the bank and we begging him to scam us. We going to the bank, and half the time we go to the bank, we get denied anyway. And when we get approved, best believe they giving you 25 and up on the interest rate. You getting 25% interest on your payment. You getting 30% interest on your payment, man. And the interest rate goes up for each year you did not pay it. Good night. But let the white school, I mean, it's like, let the schools tell you MLK was a freedom fighter. Okay. MLK was a freedom fighter. Okay. MLK was a freedom fighter. Malcolm X was a freedom fighter. What did they do for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians besides set us back more years? We was already behind. It's like it. I misspoke, man. They pushed us so far behind, man. Don't make no damn sense that they're getting praised like they did something amazing for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. They ain't do nothing but teach us how to love somebody that's not good for you. How to be a sucker 101. That's what MLK taught us. How to be a sucker. How to get punched in the mouth and kiss him on the forehead. You kissing him on the forehead while he punching you in the mouth. That's what he taught us. I'll do you one better. You kissing his ass while he kicking you in the face. That's what MLK taught black people. And that's why we so far behind today, man. All right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going on Ephesians, and then we're gonna get in on the topic of the class. Let's keep going. This says, verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. A lot of people, they call the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge a hate group, man. And for that, I say you don't know what a real hate group is, man. A hate group is a group like the KKK, a group that's actively known. By the way, the KKK is still active. I don't know if y'all know that. Everybody talking about the white man changed. He not the same oppressor that he was back then. He not that same person that he is now. Meanwhile, the KKK is still active. It goes to show, man, niggas just don't pay attention. And it's clear to see. Sundown Town still exists. And they're promoted. You understand? You go into Sundown Town, you got niggas saying, hey man, you might want to bust up, man, before that sun go down, because I heard niggas like you don't make it once the sun go down. They telling you this as soon as you get in the town, man. It's multiple YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Of this happening. Not guarantee you the only reason they told him about it is because if a nigga like him would have got hung, it would have brought attention to that town that they didn't want. You know what I'm saying? But that goes to show you that the oppressor has never changed, man. And he never gonna change. These sorry niggas, I hate to call my brothers this, man, but these sorry niggas, they just don't understand that. They're ass kissers. That's the best way I could put it. That's the best way I could put it, man. You kiss the oppressor's ass like no one has ever seen, man. And it's getting to a point where it is detrimental to the nation. All right. Let's read that again. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. You want to understand why a lot of people say, man, why we don't go back and fight the oppressor? Why would we go run up with guns on the same people that manufactures guns? Why would we do that? All right. That is a stupid and carnal way to think, man. We don't do that, man. We don't move like that. We is a militant and thinking body of people. We not like your oppressor. All right. We don't just wake up and shoot something. No, man. We think. All right. So let's keep going. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. That's what we fighting right now. We fighting principalities, ways of life. All right. Ways of life. You know what I'm saying? Different ideologies. That's what we fighting. You talking about going back and fighting the oppressor. That is not what we need to do right now. We need to go back and fight the mental damage that the oppressor has caused on our brothers, man. our brothers right now have a severe mental disorder, and it's called Stockholm syndrome. It's to the point where they love their kidnappers. All right. Don't you ever forget the fact that we got kidnapped over here. We didn't ask to come over here in America. You steady talking about the American Constitution, our rights, nigga. You don't have no rights. You're a slave. You are a captive. You don't have no rights. You understand that? You don't have no rights. They steady talking about all these different things. What you need to be talking about is getting back with your brothers, man. Coming in this truth. All right. Let's keep going. It says, but we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness and high places. That's what we wrestle against, man. We don't wrestle against uh flesh and blood. We don't go out and shoot up, you know what I'm saying, institutions or people, anything for that matter. All right, we go out and we fight the mental battle, because that's what we destroy. We destroy it mentally up in here. All right. Verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. All right, to stand up against all these different things, all these different avenues that we have to destroy us as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You you a Hispanic. You got the Catholic Church. You understand? You got Mother Mary. You got all these different things. If you black, Hispanic, you got your Christian church. You got the LGBTQ community. You understand? You got all these different things that's put here and promoted on you to destroy you, man. You ever wonder how come they not pushing this agenda so hard on white people? Because white people are already gay. You don't gotta tell you don't gotta tell somebody about a new food spot if it's not new to them. You tell a person about Chili's, they already got the Chili's card. You know what I'm saying? They got the rewards account set up. You trying to tell them about Chili's, they gonna look at you like you slow. You gonna go out and promote to a person that don't know nothing about that restaurant. You understand? That's never ate there before. They never had their food. And that's what's going on today, man. Well, press or no, this ain't our way of life. That's why he promoting this so hard. That's why it's in all your movies. Why the hell is it a gay sex scene on a show about drug dealing and gang banging? What? Why does that need to be here? It ain't even a part of the plot. It ain't nowhere near a part of the plot. But yeah, for some reason, one of the main characters on the show just randomly said he was gay. What was the point in that, man? That was to put that thought in your mind, man. A lot of people think that you could come out gay or straight. You don't come out gay or straight, man. You become those things based off your circumstances, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, what happened to you in your adolescence or what's pushed on you in your adolescence. All right? But you won't just come out being gay or straight. All right? That is a misconception that gets thrown around a lot. Verse 12. Slack it, verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. You understand? Having on your loins girt about with truth. You understand? That's what we got up in this school, man. You see, we laced up with the truth, and nothing but it, 24/7. All right, you can't run up on none of us with that Islamic bullshit, that spiritual mumbo jumbo, cause we gonna turn you around at the door. We ain't gonna make you turn around, man. You just gonna want to turn around because we gonna call you to too many dumbass niggas, man. We gonna correct you so much. It's gonna get to a point where you either say, "God damn, this nigga know what he talking about. I'm gonna have to come in this school," or like the majority do, they say, "Man, them niggas in there too militant, man." That's what they say. That's what they say. You want to understand why so many fake Israelite groups around today? It's because they tried coming up in this school and it didn't work out for them, man. They said we too militant. You understand? There's too many rules. I ain't never heard no shit like that come from a man with discipline or a woman with discipline. Ain't no woman or man gonna sit up and say it's too many rules. That's why I didn't go. Rules are made to keep you safe. You understand? What happened if there were no rules? It would be pure and utter chaos. It would be a all out free for all. It's like it would be an all out free for all. There was no rules. That's why you need rules to stop the chaos. Yet they say it's too many rules. You understand? What does that tell you? Let's keep going. And your feet show with the preparation of the gospel of peace. They done turn that word gospel into something that it don't even mean, man. Gospel in the Bible, when you were to hear the word gospel, it means good news. Today, you hear the word gospel and you think sing and dance about you and a white man holding hands. That ain't got shit to do with that, man. There ain't nothing good about you holding hands with the same people that's killing you. That don't sound good at all. You understand? All right, let's drop that. All right, Slucky, let's get into the topic of the class, man. All right, so the title says being selfish ruins the nation. And that couldn't be any closer to the truth than what it is, man. All right, that title is hitting straight on the nail, man. Being selfish has ruined our nation, and it is continuing to ruin our nation, man. You understand? All right, with all the famous celebrities that we have, if they would just understood the truth, we wouldn't be so much in shambles as we are in today. All right. But because they don't understand the truth, we are still in the same predicament. All right. That's why it's very important for you to know who your enemies is and who your allies are. Not only that, but you gotta understand that just what I'm saying, inflating yourself ain't doing nothing else for the nation. Because what happens to your kids, your nieces, your family, the rest of your immediate family for that matter, once you pass away? It's like you had all that money and it's just gone. Versus when you put it back into your nation, when you die, you're gonna come back and it's gonna be there. You understand? The riches is gonna continue to stay in your community. That's how it should be. But because we are lost on again who our enemies and who our allies are, not only that, but you know what I'm saying, we lost just as about as understanding that it's more to life than just propelling yourself to a status. All right. That right there is a major problem in our community. And it is very heavily promoted. And that's don't think that that's not strategically done, man. Your oppressor puts out these famous celebrities. You know what I'm saying? He get them some money, he get them some popularity to push that narrative, to push that agenda. You going out and spending all your tools and fuse on getting fly while leaving the rest of your family to essentially sit there and starve. You got they goddamn food money on your neck. Don't you understand, man? All that money you done spent inflating yourself, you could have had 2, 3 cribs by now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have came up, but instead you so goddamn selfish. You're not even looking at the bigger picture. All right. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 25. This is another thing that's so heavy about the Bible, man. The Bible teaches you how to live. A lot of people don't know that though. A lot of people just think that the Bible is a religious book when first of all, religion is not even in the Bible. All right. You're not gonna see the word Christian, Muslim, you know what I'm saying, Egyptology. You're not gonna see none of that in this book. This book is about culture, more specifically Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian culture. All right. While we talking about culture, it is our culture for us to get fly. Don't get it twisted. But it also comes with a certain, you know what I'm saying, restriction level. Like if you spending all the money on getting flawed, and at that point you missing the plot. All right. It is definitely our culture to be swagged up. You know what I'm saying? To have some swag, to look good, to smell good. But when it comes at the expense of your family, that's when it's a problem. You understand? So let me read this scripture. We in the book of Proverbs right now. All right, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 25. It says, the liberal soul shall be made fat. All right. The liberal soul shall be made fat. What does that mean? What does it mean to be liberal? First of all, the word liberal means, you know what I'm saying, willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that ain't in the context of this. Basically, to be liberal means to be giving. You know what I'm saying? To outsource to others. You know what I'm saying? To give back to others. All right. That's what it means to be liberal. So it says the liberal soul shall be made fat. A person that gives, you know what I'm saying, when they got it, they gonna be made fat. The Most High, that ties into what I was saying earlier too, man. What you paying your goddamn camp fees and paying your tithes. If you make sure the Most High is good, it's like it. If you make sure the priests and prophets of the Lord is good, then best believe the Most High is gonna make sure that you good. All right. A lot of people don't understand that. New in the school, of course. Young in the school, I should say. Young in the school, you ain't gonna understand the fact that you're not giving your money away. You giving your money, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that the most I know that him blessing you is not a disservice, and that blessing is going to a good cause. You understand that? Because just as easily as he blessed you, he could go bless somebody else and get a return on that investment. You understand that? A lot of people don't understand that, which is a problem, which is why this nation is not growing at the capacity that it should be growing, man. When you look at America, we had the biggest spending of power in America, and it's not even close. When you look at the statistics, just talking about black people, not even, you know what I'm saying, including Hispanics and Native Indians in that. Black people by themselves have the biggest spending of power in America, and it's not even close. Now, just think about if that spending power stayed in our own community instead of continuously getting outsourced to the Asians, to the Arabs, to the East Indians, you know what I'm saying, to the Chinese, to the Europeans, to the Russians, to the Irish, all these different, you know what I'm saying, nations had they hand in our big pot. And that is why we are destroyed. That is why we still at the bottom, which is absolutely crazy, man. So it says the liberal soul shall be made fat. You give your money, you know what I'm saying? When you got it, you look out for the homeless. You look out for the school. You look out for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? You pay your camp fees. You pay your tithes. That right there, the Most High is gonna see that, and He gonna make sure that you always good. So as long as you keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, of course, you keeping the laws and you paying your camp fees and your tithes. You looking out for your brothers. The Lord is gonna see that, and He gonna make sure that you blessed. All right. And he that watereth shall be watered also himself. All right. This is saying the same thing. All right. You give, for example, you get some water. You gotta slack it. Let's keep going. Verse 26. He that withholdeth corn. All right. So a lot of people may not know this. We was a gardening people. We was a people of farmers back then. All right. That was our trade back during them times. So a lot of the Bible is metaphors in regards to farming and things of that nature. All right. So the first part talked about, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. That right there, you know what I'm saying, is a metaphor for money. You understand? Because what was the money back then? They didn't have physical cash like we do now. Back then, you traded. You traded corn. You traded flock. You traded, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. All right, verse 26. He that withholdeth corn, the people shall curse him. All right. You ain't never looking out for your people. Best believe another thing that's gonna do is that's gonna make you an outcast. Nobody gonna look out for you now. All right. And understand when I say people, when the Bible say people, it ain't talking about everybody. Because it's many scriptures. We could do a whole class strictly talking about all the scriptures that tell you not to outsource to the enemies. Who's the enemies? These other nations. All right. It's not talking about them. It's talking about your brothers. When you see people, it's referring to the people that you deal with in your nation. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Those people. All right. Your brothers, your sisters. All right. Says, he that withholdeth corn, the people shall curse him. All right. You ain't looking out for your neighbors, man. Guess what's gonna happen when you come up on hard times, man? Because we in America, and right now everybody is in a famine, if you will, or damn near broke. You know what I'm saying? Inflation is real, and it's worse than people are making it seem. Your oppressor trying to downplay what's going on, man. But we really are in a recession right now, and we one more mistake away from that dollar being worthless. And when I say worthless, I mean absolutely worthless. Like, nigga, you could throw it in the trash. That worthless. All right. So you talking about not looking out for your people. That right there is the biggest mistake you can make in a time like this, because who gonna have your back when you make yourself an outcast? Now you thinking about that. You think about, you know what I'm saying, being an outcast right now. Being an outcast right now is bad, but imagine being an outcast once that war comes out. Ooh, once that war pop off, the grocery stores are closed. Them brothers that you told no to, they asked you for $20. You told them niggas no. They gonna remember that shit, man. And guess what they gonna have? They gonna have some. They gonna have some food, man. They ain't had no money, but that money ain't gonna mean shit for too much longer. They had some food though, and guess what? You don't have. You don't have no food because you made yourself an outcast. Because you said you ain't want to come to class. Because you said you would rather watch from home. When really what you was doing was you sitting in your drawers playing with your meat all day. Playing Fortnite, playing Minecraft with Cheeto dust on your fingers. Yeah, that sound too familiar, don't it? Because that's what you was doing, nigga. I know what you was doing. When that war pop off, man, don't try and that ain't gonna be the time to make friends. I'm just letting you know that, man. When the war pop off, that's not gonna be the time to try and make friends. The time to show that you a good nigga, that you a good Sumerian, as they say, a good civilian. You know what I'm saying? The time to show fellowship is now. The time to build your allies is now. The time to come into school is now. Don't wait till it's too late. All right, let's keep going. It says, but uh, the people shall curse him, but blessing shall be upon the head of him that selleth it. All right, people is gonna look at you a different way. You looked out for them when you didn't have to. They gonna look at you and remember that, man. So in your time of need, they gonna remember that. They're gonna be like, man, this brother helped me, man. Yes, you could come in. You could come in with me, man. Pause. You need a place to stay? I got you, bro. Come over here. I got you. You know what I'm saying? You hungry? You ain't had a chance to get you some food, man. I got you. Come over here, man. We got a bunker over here. I got you. You know what I'm saying? The time to be selfish, be a couch Israelite, man. That right there is for the birds, man. We trying to tell you before it's too late. Being a couch Israelite is crazy work, especially when we damn near on the brink of a war. What are you gonna do when that war pop off? What you gonna do when niggas raid your crib? Because it's gonna happen. You by yourself in your drawers, and then you posting on comment sections, notifying everybody that you at the crib by yourself in your drawers. What do you think is gonna happen, man? Your shit's gonna get raided. Your crib gonna get raided. You gonna get jumped. You know what I'm saying? They might just boot you out off your couch. You know what I'm saying? So the time to make allies, the time to come in the truth is now. All right, let's keep going. He that diligently seeketh good, it's like it. It's like it. Verse 27. He that diligently seeketh good, procureth favor. All right. So you out here diligently seeking good. That's the key right there. You out here looking to do good, man. You ain't out here with the here nigga damn spirit, because realistically speaking, don't nobody want to deal with no brother that make them feel that type of way, man. You think this brother wants to ask you for this money? It hurts that nigga's pride to ask you for that money, man. And when you make him feel like that, you make him feel 10 times worse about asking in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asking you for some money, 9 times out of 10, it's out of necessity. You gotta humble yourself a certain way just to even let it come out your mouth. Pause. You understand? That is a humbling thing. And for him to humbly come to you like that and you make him feel like a piece of garbage, that is crazy, man. How you gonna make a people that's is oppressed feel like that, man? You dealt with these same situations. So for you to make a brother feel like a piece of garbage just cause he ain't got no money right now, that is crazy, man. And that is not brotherly either. It's not brotherly. You know what I'm saying? If you got that type of spirit, you might as well not even do it in the first place. It's damn near like you didn't even do it. For real, for real. You make a brother feel like that. You emasculating that brother in a way. You emasculating him. You make it to where you take away the good deed before you even do it. So you gave him the money, but at that point, you know what I'm saying? The mental trauma that you done gave that brother was worse than the good deed that you did. It was like you just erased everything you did. Well, it says, he that diligently seek good procureth favor, but he that seeketh mischief, it shall come unto him. You seeking out evilness, you know what I'm saying? You seeking out to rob niggas, doing things of that nature. Or like I said earlier, just hoeing your brothers, man. That is a horrible way to move. Flexing on your brothers. That is another evil thing. All right? That ain't that is not brotherly, man. Flexing on your brothers. That's not brotherly. It's okay for you to get, you know what I'm saying, get swagged up. That's our culture. But when you doing that strictly of the mindset of I'm going out, man, I'm about to be fresh as hell on these niggas, man. That's when you got the wrong mindset, man. Do it because you want to look good. You know what I'm saying? Do it because you want to show off the school. You want to represent the school. You know what I'm saying? Do it for a upstanding reason. Don't be a hoe about it. Don't say, yeah, man, I'm about to flex on all these niggas. I'm about to flex on these broke niggas, man. Cause at that point, you come off as corny. You come off as lame. And most importantly, you sinning. You understand? You ain't being brotherly. I don't know if y'all know this, but 80% of the laws is brotherhood laws. All right, so you should think about that more often. These niggas in the world don't got no brotherhood. They always want to talk about God, which is crazy. Nigga, you can't get to Christ without being good to your brothers. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but nigga, it's not possible. You can't get to the Most High without getting to your brothers, without treating your brothers right. He's what the Bible say. What Christ say out his own mouth. He said, the way you treat the smallest of me is the smallest of your brothers is a reflection of how you treat me. Paraphrasing, but you understand that, man. Scriptures like that should make you move a different type of way with your people. Now, if it's an oppressor, man, fuck that nigga. Salakia. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, fuck him. Like straight up. But your brother, you don't do nothing like that with your brother, man. All right. Verse 28. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall. If you trust your money, you're gonna fall. And you put your trust in money, you're gonna fall, man. Just to let you know that. I don't know if you know that or not, but that is the truth. And I don't know how many times the Most High got to show it to you either for you to believe it. I mean, we got countless examples. Look at P. Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Kanye West, Floyd Mayweather, all these niggas, they trust in money and time in and time out. That trust that you had in that money, it fails you every time, man. That trust that you put into that money is gonna always fail you. All right. So if you gonna live like that, live it up. Just know you living it up with a time period, cause it ain't gonna be there for long. It ain't gonna be there for long. And when it get taken away, you gonna feel it. It's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse than when you was broke. You understand? Half the time, that money end up being a curse more than it is you know what I'm saying, a benefit. Juice World would still be alive if that nigga was broke as hell in Chicago because he had money. He had money to go buy all the shit that ended up killing him. You understand? Y'all keep putting that money in that. I mean, trusting that money. When that money, you know what I'm saying, it ain't the make all be all. So let's keep going. But the righteous shall flourish as a branch. All right. Righteous, man. You look at a branch continues to grow. All right. Branches that they don't get stagnant. They don't fall. You understand? All right, let's keep going. This Proverbs 28 and 27. It says, he that giveth unto the poor shall not lack. All right. So all these scriptures, man, they saying the same thing. You understand? You give to the poor, you always gonna have a surplus. You understand? The Most High always gonna make sure you good when you looking out for your people. You understand? Which is absolutely crazy. You see time out and time, time in and time out. I said that wrong. You see time in and time out, man. These fake Israelites, they clearly don't know the Bible. All right, they show you with their actions that they don't. Not only do they not know the Bible, but they don't care about their people. Why is it that these? Why is it that we are the only school that gives to the poor, that does food drives, that does clothing drives? You know what I'm saying? That keeps the word of Christ. Christ said, "Give to the people, give to the poor." The way you treat the smallest one of your brothers is a reflection of me. That's what he said. Paraphrasing, of course, but that's what he said. And yet, and still, you see these fake Israelites steady pandering to these rich niggas like the groupies they are, man. That is straight groupie, you know what I'm saying, blind haired Britney behavior. Yet these niggas claim they have the truth. And then they wonder why we don't want no association with them, man. They wonder why. They show you with their actions, time in and time out, while we can never be anything alike. You understand? You would never see us dick hop the way these fake Israelites do. Salakia for my language, man, but that's what they do. They dick hop and bike ride on these celebrities. Ain't no way, shape, in hell you should have marched outside the Barclays Center for some rich nigga, man. When you ain't doing nothing for the niggas in the hood that actually need your support. That is crazy work. And you seen on social media they was clowning them for it, man. Cause they seen right through that bullshit, man. That was straight BS. Straight rich nigga pandering. And what did it do? Give you a couple weeks of publicity? Is that what you is was that your goal? A couple weeks of publicity? That's the difference between these fake Israelites and the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. We don't do shit for publicity, man. We do it because it's the right thing to do. We do it because Christ wants us to do these things, man. We do it because it's in the Bible. We reading it right here. I mean, do it gotta be any more plain? This is Proverbs 28 and 27. It says, "He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack." I don't see no other school giving to the poor. I see you taking away from the poor more than anything. You take away, you know what I'm saying, your members' money, and then you go blow it to go fly on planes and march for some rich nigga like a groupie. Y'all niggas wanted to fuck Kyrie Irving, didn't y'all? That's why y'all flew on that plane and went and marched for him. Y'all wanted to fuck. Y'all ain't really about brotherhood. Cause if y'all was really about brotherhood, y'all be in the hood with the niggas that actually need you, helping them niggas. You understand? Y'all wouldn't be outside the Barclays Center marching for a nigga that already is a millionaire. Damn near a billionaire. Kyrie Irving got his own shoe line. You that nigga got his own shoe line. You think he needed you? Is you serious, man? Come on, man. You think he needed you? That nigga got his own shoe line. Been in the NBA 10 plus years. The nigga in the movie. Got his own movie. Yet, yeah, I'm gonna go hop on this plane. Cause Kyrie Irving needs us. Yeah, guys, come on. Let's go fly on the plane for this millionaire. Cause he's in trouble. Like, what are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about? Come on, man. This shit is like elementary bullshit. It's like, what happens when you give a bunch of toddlers some money? That's what these fake Israelite groups is like. What happens when you give a bunch of idiots with no swag, you know what I'm saying? No aura, no nothing, a bunch of money. They just looking for the best way to blow all them brothers and sisters money, man. Everybody in that organization, man. I feel bad for you. You ain't never getting your money back. They flying on planes with your money, with your time money. You see us in this school, man. We take our time money. We go start a feed the homeless program, and in a minute that program gonna end up feeding the entire nation. That's what we do with our time money. You know what I'm saying? Our time money gonna end up feeding the whole nation. Our time money go into promoting the school. Your time money go march for this rich nigga. And pay for their group chat membership so they could pass around dick pics. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? Salakia. Let's keep going. It says, "He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse." You understand? Doesn't mean to hide your eyes. You turn the other way. I know a lot of y'all done that before, man. I'll see a homeless nigga, y'all turn and look the other way. I don't even see. You act like you on the phone, all type of shit. When you see a homeless person, you act like you don't even see him. You understand? Now, if you don't got it that day, no sweat. But if you know what I'm saying, you don't never look out for the poor. Just understand, man, that Most High is marking you for that. He marking what type of nigga you is. So you gonna be a real nigga and look out for him. Now, I'm not saying get these homeless people, you know what I'm saying, money, because a lot of times, what they doing with that money? They going to buy some drugs with that shit, man. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying be more mindful of the way you treat your brother, man, and the way you move. What is it that you spend a majority on your money on? A lot of the times, it's selfish things that you really don't need. And then when you look at it, half them niggas don't pay tithes and don't pay camp fees. So you got this big ass chain, but you reporting in the group chat, you don't got enough money to pay camp fees. or you buying food, you know what I'm saying? You buying upper echelon, you know what I'm saying? Top shelf gourmet eats every week. But you don't got enough money for camp fees. You going out every weekend, buying bottles, buying all these things, but you don't got money for camp fees and ties. Things that's actually helping your nation. What the fuck is you buying that bottle helping? You ain't helping Commander General Honor with that bottle. You ain't helping no homeless nigga with that bottle. You ain't helping with no brother that ain't got no place to stay with that bottle. That bottle is helping you, my nigga. But you steady saying you can't pay camp fees. You can't pay tithes. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that you should think about, man. A lot of people don't understand that tithes is a way, you know what I'm saying, to give back to the people. So we don't have to go out and that would be the alternative. Go out and give some money to some homeless nigga. Now you gotta roll the dice to see what the fuck that homeless nigga about to do with your money. Is he about to go buy crack with my money? Now you gotta think about that. Versus in the school, you pay your tithes, you know it's going to a righteous cause, some capacity. It's either going to a food, you know what I'm saying, food program, a clothing program, something that's gonna help this nation, something that's gonna build this nation up, man. All right, that's just something to keep in mind. Let's keep going. This is Philippines chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory." All right, don't do things just, you know what I'm saying, so other people could say you did it, just to be seen, I should say. All right, and that kind of ties in with what I was talking about earlier, man. That's funny. Niggas marching outside the Barclays Center. That right there was strictly for vainglory, man, for publicity. You understand? What what did that help? I'm just I'm genuinely asking, what did that help? You know what I'm saying? Who did that help in that situation? It didn't help Kyrie Irving get his job back. You know what I'm saying? We all knew that wasn't gonna help him get his job back. So what exactly did that help? All right, that is that vainglory that is talking about. Let's read that again. It says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory." Strife. You understand? You being envious of somebody else. You you know what I'm saying, doing something strictly to get back at somebody. That's strife or vainglory. But in lowness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. All right. Verse 4. Look not look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. All right. Let's go to James 3 and 16. It says, "For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work." So you envying somebody, that is an evil work, man. And you gonna that's where the problems come in at. All right, you envying somebody. Being envious of somebody is you not only wanting what they have, but you actively trying to go get what they got. You know what I'm saying? That is the envy. All right, let me see. All right, with that, we're gonna close out right there. This is the Wednesday night law class for Northeast Ohio. Y'all got any questions? Make sure y'all tune in to the Tuesday night scripture breakdown class with Captain the 10,000 of Dariella. All right, shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're